Welcome back, everyone. It is Friday, June 27th, and the MLB. My three favorite plays are on the way. As always, it is Austin. Today, unfortunately, we're not joined by our special guest, Logan. He is out of commission. I put a red X because that's probably how he feels, and that's how his pick turned out yesterday. Rays Royals over 9.5, never stood a chance. But I cashed my pick. I've hit three in a row. See if we can dial on in. Logan is traveling. He'll be back tomorrow morning. And if I go 3-0 today on my official picks, we might sideline him for the weekend, but we'll figure things out. Let's dominate and cash all three plays in this video. We have a player prop, we have a first five play, and then we have a full game play. We have the whole card ready to go. I will have a long shot parlay, but because I had to spend more extra time looking through all the games and finding three picks I love for you guys, I didn't cook up the long shot for this video, but check the pinned comment. I'll try to get it out there in a few hours or so. But I'll dive into my player prop first and foremost, and this guy I've never talked about before. His name is Brandon Walter, and I like his over 17.5 outs, which is currently plus 125 on Bet365. Now, I'll be honest, right now you can actually get his line at 16.5, but that's minus 105. That's what I was going to do until the plus 125 popped up for the over 17.5 outs. If he ends on 17, that'll be the nature of our season, and I'll just be like, you got to be kidding me. But for the difference to be minus 105 to plus 125, like, I think it's worth taking it because there's not often that you're going to get a guy taken out at 5 2/3. But let's talk about Walter, who will make his, I believe, fifth start for the Astros this season. And if you just want to talk about the place that the Astros are in, well, they need some length out of Mr. Walter because if you look at their bullpen, heavily fatigued, their top three arms have all pitched over the twice in the last 3 days, and they're going to need Walter to go out there and eat up some innings. Will he go out there and pitch well? I don't care. Just go 6 innings pitch for all I care. But we've seen his last three appearances since being called back up to start June. He's gone over in all three games, 6 2/3, and then 6 innings pitched against the Guardians, Twins, and the Angels. Now, the Cubs, whose matchup is today, are a very good team. We know that. And they've been good against lefties this season, but you can't really argue they've been better than a team like the Angels as of late against lefties. In fact, if you look at over the last 30 days against lefties, this is a Cubs team that ranks 26th in WRC plus, the fourth lowest walk rate versus lefties, and the fourth lowest batting average. So they have not been good against lefties. In fact, 7 straight lefties have gone over 6 or more innings pitched, which a lot of them throwing at least 7 or more. Now, Walter's not going to go out there and shove and strike out 12 guys. It's just not his game. He gets a lot of ground balls, and that's kind of how he gets out of innings. And heck, in his most recent start, Walter gave up 7 earned runs. 7, 9 hits, 1 walk, and still managed to go 6 innings pitched, which goes to show you the Astros really want 6 out of that starter unless the pitch count is way too high. And as I said, their bullpen is pretty fatigued. They have some injuries in there. And like I said, they're pretty taxed. Their top 3 arms have all pitched twice in the last 3 days. So again, they're trying to get 6 innings pitched out of him. Walker, 53% ground ball rate. I think, and what I really like about him, a 2% walk rate. Doesn't walk, guys. So I think he goes out there. He's got a pitch count up to 99 in his most recent start. I think he can go out there. Does he pitch super well? I have no idea, but I think he can pitch well enough to give him 6 innings pitch. That's what they want out of him. The Astros should look for that unless his pitch count gets out of control. But even if he is sucking, they'll still keep throwing him out there because they need some guy to eat up innings, especially with Ryan Gusto scheduled to start tomorrow. Not a guy that gives him a ton of length either. I think Brandon Walter's out there for 6. Well, that's what we need. 6 innings pitched. Our first play of the day is over in outs. My second play is going to be an over in the first 5. We've been dialed in on the first 5 unders, but maybe we can get some luck with some overs. And I really like this one. And it's going to be going out to a place that we need a win from a one team. We need the Reds to put up some runs because we want the Reds to win, obviously. We have their win total over. But Padres and Reds, first 5 over, 4.5 at minus 110 on DraftKings. I think there's reasonable suspicion for either of these two starting pitchers to go out there and give up 4 runs apiece. Like, I wouldn't shock me if either of them give up 4. They give up 4 each if they want to, but I really like the over in this game. I don't, in the first 5. I don't mind the over full game, but you had the Reds have a day off yesterday, so their whole bullpen's ready to go. And the Padres also had, I believe, a day off, and their whole bullpen's ready to go, and they have a really good bullpen. So I really don't want to count on as many runs. I mean, I think the total is up to 9 now. Instead of, I think if the runs are going to come, they're coming early in this game. I love fading both these two starting pitchers. We'll begin talking about Nick Martinez. Now, Nick Martinez, the last few times he's been in the pitching, they've kind of been bringing him out of the bullpen, and I don't blame him because his first 3 starts in June were terrible. Our first 4 starts in June, 5, 1, 4, and 7 earned runs. So I was like, let's bring him out of the bullpen, see if he figures things out. I don't know if he really has. And he's been struggling against his Padres team. He faced them twice last year, gave up 3 runs in one of them, 5 unearned, and then 5 earned runs in the second start. So he's hit the total by himself in his 2 starts against the Reds. And what I really don't like about this matchup for him is he struggles with ground balls, 22nd percentile in ground ball rate and 7th in chase rate. So he's not getting swings and misses. And when he is giving up hits with the barrel, is getting onto the ball and it's going a far way. And why is that important, Bill? Because in Cincinnati tonight, the weather is very favorable. Plus 34% home runs, plus 18% runs. One of the second best weather on the slate tonight. So again, for a guy like Nick Martinez that has struggled, especially second time through the order, I could see this team getting to him. This is a guy that allows a 286 batting average with runners in scoring position, up to 433 with 2 outs. So I think he could get mucked up by the Padres. On the flip side, we've talked about Dylan Cease before. He has that household name that, oh, that guy's an ace. On the road, this guy has sucked this year. And I don't know if he's figuring it out here in very hitter-friendly conditions. 2.76 ERA at Petco Park. 6.26 on the road. We've talked about it. It's highlighted by his runners in scoring position stats. 400 batting average allowed with runners in scoring position on the road. He has struggled there. He is not getting the swings and misses when he needs them, and teams are making him pay. And it's the Reds offense we know have the ability to make guys pay. Now, they did struggle in their last 2 games at home, but granted, they faced 2 lefties, Carlos Rodon and Max Fried, 2 guys that are pitching at A+ rate pretty much all season long. Now they get a righty back in Great American Ballpark. I think they can tag him. We've seen the last 6 righties to face the Reds at home in Great American Ballpark, where their bats are typically hotter, have all allowed 4 or more earned runs. So again, I see a lot of runs coming early here, whether they're off Cease, whether they're off Nick Martinez. I don't care. Maybe a combo of both. I think there's at least 5 runs in that first 5. Give me the over 4.5 in the first 5. And then my final play of the day will be an over in the full game. I'm not taking any unders on a Friday. Let's bring out the juiced balls. We're going out to Arizona, where I'm taking the Marlins and D-backs over 8.5 runs, minus 115 on FanDuel. Now, today you'll have Yuri Perez scheduled to go for the Marlins and Merrill Kelly versus the D-backs. Now, the D-backs are dealing with some injuries on their offense. Corbin Carroll's out for a while, so that's not ideal. We'll see if Eugenio Suarez is out there today, but I faded them in their last game, partially because their lineup is not as great as it has been on the year, but mostly because it was their final game for the road trip, before at the end of their road trip before they headed back home. But they've been a great offense at home, and I think there's runs here, especially against Yuri Perez. Let's talk about Mr. Perez, who will make his 4th start. His first 3 leave a lot to be desired. 4, 1, and 3 earned runs. And the biggest thing about Yuri Perez, he doesn't give his team length. And why is that important? Well, because the Marlins bullpen, let's be honest, is not good. They are pretty fatigued after a very long series against the Giants. Didn't get a lot of length out of their starters. Had some extra innings games in there. They need length out of Yuri. That's just not what he does. He has yet to go 5 or more innings pitch. He's very erratic. 2+ walks in all 3 starts. He's been great with runners in scoring position, sure, but if you're not giving him length, then you're still, I mean, he's been great with runners in scoring position and still giving up, 3, 4 earned runs and not giving that team length, which in June, 17th in bullpen ERA. They're like 20th or 23rd on the road in bullpen ERA. They're not a great bullpen, and Yuri Perez has really struggled. Sure, it's not the greatest D-backs offense ever, but it's not like they're scrubs. They still got Ketel Marte in there, Pavin Smith, Josh Naylor, and those guys. I think they can get something going. And what I want to note, the D-backs, 4th highest walk percentage versus righties in June. They also are 4th in WRC plus versus righties in June. Now, keep that in mind. They have some guys out of the lineup today. But again, if they can stand in there, see Yuri Perez and not swing at the garbage pitches he's thrown, we'll get some guys on base. Maybe Yuri Perez can give us a solo, a 2-run, 3-run homer. And I just don't see him pitching far there. Then on the other side is Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly has been great this year, 3.39 ERA and a 1.05 whip, and he faced the Marlins already on April 15th, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 9 Ks. Now, why is that important? Well, even though he pitched really well, the final score is still 10-4, which shows these 2 offenses have the ability, if they're clicking, to put up, 6, 7, 8 earned runs by themselves, or earned runs, just runs in general. But what I really want to highlight about Merrill Kelly, strikeouts. Merrill Kelly has relied heavily on strikeouts this season, in the upper 70 percentile in strikeouts. However, what happens when batters get the bat on the ball? Well, 18th percentile in hard hit percentage, 36th in barrel percentage. So again, when guys are getting the barrel on the ball or getting at least the bat on the ball, hard hits are coming. And why is that important? Well, because this is a Marlins team that's heating up. And I want to put out a note of Merrill Kelly's K prop. It is 5.5. If Merrill Kelly gets 6 Ks and that's the freest over, I don't know anything, because the 6+ Ks is hitting 9 straight starts. If you go on to PrizePicks, you go on their most recent tab, it's all green, if you know what I mean. The Marlins own the fourth lowest K percentage to righties in June. They haven't been striking out when we saw them. They tagged Logan Webb. They tagged Hayden Birdsong. They got those guys out of there early. And this 18 is batting 270, second highest versus righties in June. They've been swinging the bats well. We saw them yesterday put up 12 runs out in a very, pitcher-friendly ballpark, pitcher-friendly conditions. Now they're in Arizona, hitter-friendly ballpark. Conditions don't really matter because it's a dome, but this is still a team that could go out there and still swing the hot bats. They've already seen Merrill Kelly before. If they can get the barrel on the ball, good things will happen. And it's also a D-backs bullpen that has struggled, 23rd in bullpen ERA in June. So if they could get Merrill Kelly out of there early, let's just say even go 6, which his line is 18.5. I don't mind an under there. I think they can get some runs on Kelly. And at the very least, get him out early, and then we can tag that D-backs bullpen for some runs too. I think there's runs in this game. If this one doesn't hit, might be on the over again in the next game because I really think these are two offenses that the Marlins can put up, 6+ runs, and so are the D-backs, fully capable of something like that, and two bullpens that are bad. This is one of those games where I would target a full game rather than a first 5 because Yuri Perez and Merrill Kelly could go out there and pitch well, but these bullpens, I'm just telling you, they got some turkeys in there. Guys that just throw it right over the middle of the plate. They have guys in there that could easily come in and give up 3 earned runs. I've seen it before, but on the bad end of that side, I do think there's runs in this game. So to recap my card, Brandon Walters over announced, plus 125. Padres Reds over in the first 5. Marlins and D-backs over in the full game. Like I said, Logan will return tomorrow, and I will have a long shot parlay using the DraftKings promo, which I still think it should be going on, where they're letting us do like a home run sort of thing, risk-free bet, no sweat token kind of thing. So I'll have that posted down below in the pinned comment soon, but I'm going to go work on a few more things before I get that out. But again, none of these games start early. So again, you should be able to check out that pinned comment, a comment for my home run parlay, trying to see if we can hit one of these things. They're risk-free. So we have no reason not to at least swing for the fences, literally. Let's see if we can hit one. But those are the 3 picks. Let's cash that dinger long shot, which we posted in the pinned comment. Let's have ourselves a day. You want to go check out my NBA recap video? It's somewhere over there. We're also running an exclusive offer the next 2 days where you can sign up for the Dub Club for all of July for only $5. That link's down below in the description. Let's have ourselves a day, and I'll see you guys back again tomorrow with Logan, hopefully recapping a 3-0 sweep and a dinger long shot parlay hit. We'll see.